Hello, David.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice. Tell me, how was your day?
It's a good day.
Mhm. Did you have a good day?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. How was that test you had to do? We had to prepare you for last time. That exam. How did it go, David?
What?
How did that uh, exam go you had to prepare for last time?
Oh, can you repeat?
How did that exam go you had to prepare for last week? We did different material. How did it go? Those questions and answers you had to memorize. Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
How did it go? You think you did well?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, today we're going to talk about work. Wait, I just wanted to turn the fan on me because it's extremely hot today. Um, Especially part-time jobs. Now, students should have part-time jobs. Now, a part-time job is a job where you don't work a full day. Okay, so a full day's work is usually, let me think, something like 11 hours, 7 to 11 hours a day. That's a full day. Now, a part time job is usually a job that you're doing five, let's say 2 to 5 hours a day. Okay, so students should have part time jobs. That's the statement. So, almost every adult has a job, but most students do not have jobs. Maybe they need to have part time jobs. Now, think about a part time job. These are jobs usually like working at a supermarket during a certain shift, or on the weekends you go work at some place, or during the holidays that you work where you don't have to go to school, but you still do your job. Now think about what part time job you would like to do or like to have, and then we're going to answer this question. So quickly think about that. What type of job, part time, not full time, so that means you will still be going to school, but when you're done with school, you go to your job. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now what, think about quickly, what kind of job would you like to do like that? Whenever you're ready, you can tell me what kind of job you would like to have part time.
Working at
Hmm?
fast food restaurant.
Excellent. So these are jobs like a cashier, A cook or a waitress or a waiter because you're a boy, not a girl. A waiter. Now, how many hours would you like to work each week?
1 to 4 hours
4
each
hours
week.
per week.
Yes.
Why do you want this specific job?
Um, I want to learn more. Mm,
About?
About food and cooking.
Okay, now what skills do you want to learn?
I want to learn cooking. How to cook.
I wanted to add another word. I want to cook. How to cook. We can say specific foods. Okay, excellent. That's a very practical choice. Now, answer this for me. Do you have a part-time job? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, now let's go to question number two. Um, when should students start doing part-time jobs? When do you think it's a perfect age to start doing a part-time job?
I think 15, 15 years old.
Excellent. Now, number three. Should students be paid less than adults?
Yes.
Why? Why do you say that?
Mẹ đập á, hoặc nó rung bố vô dịch.
Why should students be paid less and not the same amount as adults?
Um, the student work because student do fewer tasks than adult.
Okay. Now, have you heard of the phrases or the phrase minimum wage? Have you heard of this phrase before?
Oh,
Okay. Now, this is a standard set by a country's government. For example, the minimum wage in America, I think it's, let's make it a round number, $15 per hour. So for every hour that you work, you get $15. It doesn't matter if you did the work good or bad. By law, the company has to pay you this minimum. If they pay you less, you can go to court and they can get in trouble. And if you do very good, they are allowed to pay you more. Now, each country has a minimum wage. So keep that in mind. Let's say, for example, you live in America and you want to do a part-time job. You want to work 4 hours a week. There's this restaurant. They said yes, they need someone to come in certain hours, only 4 times a week for 1 hour, for example, right? And that means per week, if you work only 4 hours, you will make $60. If you do that for 4 weeks, you'll make $240. Now, this minimum wage, there's also another thing we have to consider. Um, each country has a minimum age that is required for people to minimum, sorry, not minimum, minimum age that you have to be before you can start working. Now, I know in South Africa where I live, the minimum age is 15 years old. If you are younger than 15, it will be considered as child labor, which is illegal. You cannot force children to work. At the age of 15, if you want to and your parents give consent, you may go start working. And if you're 15, you will also start, for example, with that minimum wage, even if you don't have any experience or any qualifications legally. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, each country has its own. Let me see quickly what is Vietnam's minimum wage. The minimum wage in Vietnam is 25,000 Vietnamese dong per hour. Oh, the lowest. Sorry, the lowest is this. Let me write it on the screen. Is that's the lowest.
Yes.
And I think, but it's different by region. The lowest is this. The highest is 5.3 million. Okay, so it depends on where you work. Now, whenever you're ready, please read for me. Should students have part-time jobs?
Korean students learn many subjects, but they don't have part-time jobs. In many countries, however, students start doing part-time work when they are 13. Should Korean students get part-time job when they are teenagers? Some people say that Korean students should have part-time jobs first. They can learn skills that they cannot learn in school. For example, they may learn how to open or close a store. They may learn to cook, to look after the money. They
There,
may learn how.
they may.
Oh, they
Of
may.
that money. Sorry. Yes.
Mm,
Continue. They may learn how to.
They may learn how to treat customer well. Second, if students have part-time jobs, they can learn to take care of themselves. They learn to be on time at work. They learn to be responsible for their behavior.
Excellent. Yes, the people. Okay. Other people?
Other people say that Korean students should not have part-time jobs. First, it is very difficult to study and work at the same time. If Korean students do both things, they may get lower grades. That will stop students from being successful in the future. Second, having part-time job is not good for student health. Working and studying will make students very tired. When they are tired, they may get sick easily.
Yes. Okay. So just one thing here. If you look at the word successful, the first C always makes a K sound. Successful. The second C makes a second S sound. Okay. Can you try saying it like that? Successful.
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 No, not quite. Yes. I was right. I was right. Yes. Let's look at it. It's like saying this. Successful.
Uh,
Can you try it again?
Successful.
Perfect. Perfect. So usually when you see a word with two C's, the first one's always a K sound. Like, for example, accept, set, and accept. No, accept is a one C, sorry. It's just accept, successful, um, but yes, usually when there are two C's next to each other, the first C makes a K sound. Okay. Now let's look at this, sorry. But before we start, let me ask you this question. What do you think about this? Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
You agree. Why?
Because their parent cannot uh r- write wait,
Cannot?
um
What can the parents do?
uh, their parent cannot mm,
You,
uh
you can write it if you want
get
to, if it's easier.
uh their parent cannot take care of them until uh,
Oh, when they are.
until they till they die.
Yes. They need to start somewhere, right? or at some time they need to start working. So might as well begin them as early as possible. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, we are going to look at these. The first paragraph is just an introduction. This is just stating what they're discussing, and here we have two opinions. We have the for opinion and the against opinion. Okay. Now, let's see whether this argument is weak or strong. With other words, what we're going to determine if these reasons are good reasons or they could have used better reasons. Do you understand?
Yes.
And we're going to do the same with the other one. But let's first start with this one. So here they're talking about children should have part-time job. The first reason they give is they can learn skills that's not taught in school. Then they give an example. They may learn how to. Okay, that's part of the skills they can learn, in my opinion. Okay, second, if students have part-time jobs, they can learn to take care of themselves. Okay, so these are two. There are the two main reasons. If they let me change this one's color so we can distinguish between them easily. So this is their statement. These are the blue lines are the two reasons. They can learn skills and they can learn to take care of themselves. Similar to what you said. But let's look at this. So if you could try and summarize this first paragraph, what would you say? If I was someone that did not listen to you read, how would you describe what this paragraph is talking about? If you could say it shortly. No. There we go. Okay. How would you say this? Let's say I want you to summarize this whole paragraph into one sentence. What would you say? Do you understand my question?
Yeah. Uh, if children have part-time job, they can learn skill that they cannot learn in school. They can learn to take care of themselves.
Okay, now let me quickly help you with that one. We can say students should have part-time jobs because it can teach them how to take care of themselves and you can teach them how to take care of themselves and learn new skills. Okay, so would you agree that's roughly what they are saying?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So we know that students should have part-time jobs because it can teach them how to take care of themselves and they can learn new skills. And they can learn new skills. Excellent. Now, before, let me think quickly. Now we can still continue. Now, I want you to think about this. Imagine you had a part-time job. Let's say you had a job. Okay, tell me this, David. When do you go to school? What time in the morning do you go to school? At what
Go
time?
to school. Mm, 6 o'clock.
And at what time do you get home?
Um, uh, 10 p.m.
Okay, so you are 12, 16 hours of your day you are at school.
No, 10 a.m. a.m.
Oh, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
a.m. 10 a.m. 6 a.m. 10 a.m.
Oh, to 6 p.m.
6 a.m. 10 a.m.
Oh, 6 to 10 a.m.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I will say that sounds a lot better. 16 hours of learning. How do you survive? Okay, no, not 10, 1A, but 6 to 10 a.m. Okay, then let me make a short A. Okay, before we continue, I'm quickly going to close this and start a new one. Please join as fast as you can, okay?
Yes.